Hello everyone, this video will go over Module 7. Module 7 is the last short story module, and the one of the main things that we're going to be doing in this one is getting some peer feedback on your short stories. One of the criteria for the class, so one of our big outcomes for the class, is to provide peers with feedback. Often in a face-to-face class, you would do more of a workshop type scenario, but this is similar to like peer editing that you might do in a composition classroom where you get feedback from your peers on your work. You submit it, and in this case, we're doing it via discussion board. So you have a discussion board that you'll submit your work to, and then your peers will respond. So you're also working on your last short story, which is the author's choice short story. The reading for this unit is about revision, and there's a chapter in the book which is, it might have been actually part of the reading toward the beginning of the semester, so it might be a review for you, and then a link for you just to see some tips. Specifically for creative writing, we have a different approach to providing peer feedback because it's not an essay. The criteria is a little bit more open-ended, and so a lot of the feedback you're going to be giving is how you read it. And so it might be that you read it one way, somebody else might have read it a different way, and both of your responses are valid. So everybody's allowed to have different opinions about things. So this last short story that you are working on is the author's choice short story, and this is the assignment is a lot more open-ended. You're just being tested over whether or not you can write a clear short story. And so sometimes students end up using something that they were planning on for a different assignment, possibly a continuation of a different assignment, maybe, you a different approach to something that they've written before. So there's a lot of different options with this one. Or just an idea that you have really wanted to explore. And so the main criteria is just all of the elements of a good short story, a believable plot line, making sure that we have a distinct setting, we have details about the character, we have an actual beginning, middle, and ending, we have a character as a protagonist, and some kind of conflict with an antagonist. And then consistent point of view. So once you're done with this story, this will be our last short story that we write. You'll submit that to the assignment, and then once you're done with that, that's when you can start working on the feedback discussion board, which might actually take you a little bit longer. And the main reason is because you have to wait till people submit their stories. So what I would do is go ahead and get in here and just post 2 of the stories that you've already written. So it doesn't have to be your author's choice one. I would do one of the ones from the previous modules that you have already submitted, and that way you can do it toward the beginning of the week, and then your peers have a lot more time to respond to you. You are submitting 2 of your stories. You're responding to 3 of your peers. Your responses to your peers need to be 5 specific or unique changes that need to be made. They can't be good work or you have some grammar errors. That's helpful. So try to be specific. There are lots of checklists for revision that you can look at. And so I would go through and just, it may be something small, it may be a typo, it may be a specific detail. Sometimes students will go through and like copy and paste sentences from the work. You do not have to like take their file and, make changes to it with Word and then, give them back their file or something like that. You can if you want to, but that is kind of going beyond what the assignment is requiring you. The main thing that you're doing is just like the specific comments. The other thing to remember is as you post your work, make sure that you do it separately. So when you hit reply, and you're going to do, let's say you're going to do your point of view story, you give us a little overview of what it's about, but then you go in here and you upload a document and then click on and upload your file. Make sure it's in a file type that most people can read. So if you're using like Pages or something, you may want to save it as a Google Doc, or not a Google Doc, PDF, because most people can open a PDF. And then when you're done, you hit post reply, and then you'll do a second post for your other story. So if you're going to do your character story next, you would do that and then upload your document there. And then again, because it's a discussion board, all of our discussion boards you can edit. If you need to add anything, you can go in and edit or delete if you need to. But you're just picking 2 of your stories to post, and then you'll respond to 3 stories from your peers. If you get on to the peer edit discussion board and all of the stories have been claimed like multiple times, there's a bunch of responses to each one of them, send me an email. Sometimes we'll have students who are not doing a great job of participating because they go in and they'll respond, but they won't actually post their own work. And that can be frustrating for your peers, because then they don't have anything to look at. And they're having to read through a story that 5 other people have read, and they're trying to come up with new things to respond to that someone else hasn't already said. So make sure that you are participating completely. That is one of the outcomes and requirements for passing the class, is actually doing these assignments. Self-assessment quiz, most of the quiz is questions about the discussion board and your participation in it. And then the journal, again, keep up with these journal entries. You'll have to have 8 by the end of the semester. So we're almost to the halfway point in Module 7. So make sure that you are getting those done. If you have any questions, be sure to send me an email. Otherwise, have a great week.